Hi guys, sorry I am late. I have had meeting after meeting and it's been go all day, so I'm actually late from my own masterclass. Sorry about that. I've not had time to sort anything out, so no, got no other phones in here. Dog, you come in. Let's hope we have less distractions. Do you ever have days where you just run and breathe? Hello. Welcome to this week's masterclass. She says, running through the door sideways. There's that saying that you don't want to turn up to death, you know, looking like in a well tidied body. You want to rock up knackered and like in your youth, use the whole body. Yep, I'm definitely looking like I've used the whole body today. How are you? So this week's masterclass, I have been asked if I will look at how to charge your worth and cold calling and charging your worth, cold calling and USPs. So each week, she says, hoping the computer will wake up a bit faster. Come on, computer, wake up faster than me. Each week in this masterclass, I bring to you everything and anything you want. Oh, look, you can tell I've rushed through the door. I haven't even time to brush my hair. So each week in this masterclass, I bring to you anything you want to. So with my clients, I look at things like public speaking, how to deal with your fear of that, how to deal with your fear of picking up the phone, how to get results out of networking, how to have a fabulous marketing strategy that delivers, how to grow your business, how to override those thoughts in your head that stop you from achieving, and how to basically get the results in your personal and professional life that you want to. So in each week's masterclass, I don't have an agenda. I am completely on your agenda. So this week these are the three things that I have had messages from people asking me to look at, and they are charging your worth, cold calling and USB. And if my computer ever decides to wake up, which I really hope it does soon, I can double check there's nothing else been had added. Absolutely stunning. There's the most amazing views. So as far as I can see, there's nothing else additional been added. You are welcome to post any questions on my business page as we work through this and in this feed, and I will answer them as well. If you have any comments to add, you can add them as well, and I will add them to the mix, and we will look at those things as well for you as well. I'm just checking, we've got one other message here that I've been sent. I even got a present this week from somebody saying thank you very much for the tips. In fact, someone else has just sent me a message saying thank you very much for the top tips, they're really helping. Excellent, glad they're working. So where should we start? Should we start with charging your worth? This is an interesting one because most people don't start business with, many people don't start business with I know, I'm going to start a business. Most people kind of fall into owning a business. Maybe they were working with an organisation and the dynamics of the company have changed, and the next thing they know, they're independent, they're a consultant, they're an agent, whatever you want to describe it as. And so, hiya Ellie. So then the next thing you know, you're in business for yourself. Great. And so you end up with a few clients. The next thing you know, the company's growing. Great. It's brilliant. You've got a few contracts, then you gain a few more. Word of mouth starts and you think, brilliant. We have a business here. This is brilliant. Here we go. That's all well and good until you realise, until you work with someone like me, some big evil coach comes along and says to you, okay, let's look at how your company, hello Ellie, and then you work with a big evil coach who comes along and says to you, right, let's just look at the figures, shall we? And we look at the figures, as I've been doing with a few clients this week actually. You look at the figures and you discover if they were full pelt, working every day, they couldn't actually make any more money. There is no space in their calendars to make any more money. So something's got to change. And for all everyone's talk about, you know, I've got the latest system and here's the best way to make 6 figures and all the rest of it, it basically comes down to a few things. You've either got to sell more. Hi, Helen. I owe you a phone call. Sorry, it's been in and out like a phone yo-yo. I'll be back at 5, okay? Or Thursday. Yeah, organising phone calls in a masterclass. Naughty. So it comes down to a number of things. Firstly, you either got to sell more to the same people, sell more to new people, or cut your costs. That kind of cuts it short. If you look at the McDonald's the McDonald's analogy, that's the best way of doing it. So it's either you walk in, you go, oh, I'm hungry, I'll have a McDonald's. Yes, would you like fries with that? So that's upsell, side sell. No, we'll add an extra item onto it. So that's the first thing a company can do, is we can add a different additional item on. Excellent. Call me anytime. I'm back out the door after this, I'm afraid. So the first thing you can do is you can add an additional item. So it's do you want fries with that, sir? Right, additional item. So the first thing a company can do is, do you want fries with that? What would be or do you want fries with that product? The second thing you can do is, do you want to supersize that, sir? Or madam, of course. And so how can I make that same person spend more with me? And then it's make them spend again. So then they have those silly, I haven't had a McDonald's in years, but they used to do that Monopoly thing. So, oh look, you've won a competition. Take away that and you've probably won a free drink. But while you're here next time buying your free drink or your free portion of chips, you'll probably end up buying at McDonald's as well. So they're encouraging you to come back and buy more. So you then have to think about, how do we make someone buy more? But let's think about this. If you've got a company where you're already stretched to the max and you're already fully booked and you're already full all day every day, you then come down to the situation where you're not charging enough what you do. You can't physically do any more than you're doing because you're full pelt. You then into the realms of, to grow, we've got to get bigger premises, more people. How do we do this? Where you see this in a 2 to 3 year company, that they've got to that level. We kind of stumbled into our own in a business. Now what do we do? How do we get past this? And one of the things you quite often find is your prices stink. Sorry, but they stink. Poo and ink. They pen and ink, as my father would say, because he's from the old London area of this planet, and I'm probably sounding about as London as Dick Van Dyke used to sound. Do you remember? Because he wasn't really a Cockney, and this is my Cockney impression, which I'm sure you'll all take the Michael out of later for me. Thank you very much. The point is, if your prices stink, you can grow as much as you like, but somewhere down the line, what you are creating is a company that you will hate too. You will think your company stinks too. Quite often, I work with companies that have grown. They're like, yay, I've got loads of customers. It's brilliant. They're coming up our ear rolls. Are you happy? No, I hate it. It's horrendous. We're working every hour God sends, and the work comes in and we can't cope, and the orders come in, we can't cope, and we can't send them out fast enough, and it doesn't work, and it becomes a stressful environment because nothing's working properly, because you're not charging your worth. So, to charge your worth, there are 2 things we've got to deal with. First, we've got to deal with this thing going on up here, and the second thing we've got to deal with this thing here, look. It's quite old-fashioned, but it's called a calculator. I don't know if you've seen one of these. We used to be allowed them back in the 80s in the classroom. Calculator. And what I want you to do is, because most people end up in business by accident, so what I want you to do is, instead of going, I want to charge more, I want you to work out what you want to be earning every day. Because when you actually sit down with a client and say to them, right, so we've got the perfect number of clients and we're charging them at this current rate, does that add up to what you want to earn? And 9 times out, actually I would probably say 9.5 times out of 10, when I've done this exercise with someone who realises they're not earning enough, their realisation is that their work rates just aren't high enough. they discover that it's not achievable. This is not a business model that is sustainable. If they were fully booked, it's that thing where they come to me and say, Mandy, I want you to help me increase sales. And then I say to them very quickly, great, I can help you increase sales. But once you've increased sales, I can guarantee within 6 months, you're going to hate this company, because this is a company that's going to make you miserable as sin. You're going to be working every hour on the planet just to create a profit, just to create a turnover. Yay, I've got a turnover. Oh, big deal. Anyone can have a turnover. I was talking to someone the other day, have a turnover of millions. Profit, low thousands. Oh, well done you. So, how do we create this? What you need to think about is, what do you actually want to earn? And then you can start to see, according to how much you want to earn, if this is the figure you want to earn, when you break that down, how many products does that equate to that you produce a day, a week, a month? How many products does that equate to that you need to sell a day, a week, a month? How many more products do we need to sell as an organisation a day, a week, a month to hit our next target? Do you see how that changes the dynamic of how you're thinking? That's the first thing to, before we even start tackling charging our worth and how you get a customer to think, oh yes, I'd love to pay more money for the same products and services. I just think that's an amazing idea. Before you get that, past that hurdle, you need to think about, do you have the right pricing structure for a company that is sustainable? Because quite often when I work with a company and we actually work this out and put the figures using a good old-fashioned calculator down on a piece of paper, it's quite a nasty old shocker. And it can be really surprising that the things that you think are really good money makers aren't money makers. So actually take the time to do the stats on where you think the money's coming from and what you think are the good profit earners. Profit, not turnover. Turnover's, out the window. We want to talk about profit, not turnover. So that's the first thing I want to say, is think about the products and services you've got within your company. What do you think and what do you know, according to the good old-fashioned calculator, is delivering profit to your company? Now, when you think about these things, if you were full pelt, the ultimate design of your company, what would that be delivering to you? Is that right? Is that desirable? So say for instance, and I always make people underestimate when it comes to hours. So I always make my clients, because I'm evil, I always make them say that there's 40 weeks in the year and not 50, because then that takes out people getting ill and holidays and life and stuff. First of all, get rid of stuff. So you've got 40 productive weeks of the year. Let's pretend that you're allowed a life. Let's imagine that they're allowed in the 21st century. Imagine that. So you only work 5 days a week and that you only have, say, 5 really productive hours each day. Imagine that. And by the way, there is that you can apply the 20-80% rule to business and actually grow an effective business without doing a 72-hour day a week. 72-hour day a week. Yeah, anyway, stupid number of hours every day. The point is that what I want you to imagine is that if you had a finite amount of hours every year, how would you actually use every single hour within your business? Actually add it up. I did it with a client yesterday and they were able to see that their current business model was just absolutely unsustainable. It could not grow a business. It could not even give them a decent turnover, a decent profit that they wanted. So think about, if this makes sense to you. So imagine 40 hours a week. Imagine 5 hours for every day. Now work out your products and services. How long does each product and service take to deliver? Okay, and work out how much profit you make from each one. Now you're starting to think about what you're actually worth as a company. Now, does that work out as a business model? That's the first thing. Before we start working out charging your worth, does this work as a business model? Because if it doesn't work as a business model, it's no good me saying, yeah, that's fantastic, charge £200 an hour, because it might not be sustainable for your company. On the other hand, £20 an hour might be completely sustainable because of the way your company is set up. So that's the first thing I would say. Look at your business model. Is it sustainable? Another company I was working with, when we looked at it, it was completely unsustainable because they were driving around the country to like 4 or 5 locations all at once. Oh, who that was. Hello, whoever that was that just gave me the thumbs up. Nice to have you with us. Feel free to ask any questions you like. But so what we did was, before we started even looking at their pricing structure, we looked at the services and products they were offering. They needed to change the products and services they were offering. So this leads us up to that golden little nugget of charging your worth. So to charge your worth, okay, lol, either work for me. Right, brilliant. So you need to think, sorry, I didn't even get time to make a cup of tea. Who's going to make me a cuppa? So you thought about the structure of your company. You thought about the actual money-making hours of your day. How many hours per year do you actually have to deliver your products and services? You've worked out the ultimate year, as in how much profit you can physically make in that year, and you actually know that that's the profit margin you'd like for your company. And you've got it on paper, you've used that good old-fashioned calculator, you've worked it out, and you said, you know what, man, that reads great. I'm liking that. There's just one minor problem, Mandy, and that is this. We realise we've been charging our customers too little for too long, and they're just not going to accept this. And I always get this from customers who say to me, but the problem is our customers have got used to it being this really low price. They won't accept that. What you're agreeing to is you're agreeing to keeping the customers that will keep you down, okay? So you're accepting that you're going to have the customers that will always pay you less, which means that you're agreeing to working harder for less money. That means you're agreeing to working very hard for a very small profit. This is all the things that you're agreeing to. What we need to do is help you find the people that will come on board and buy from you and love and adore your products and services, but by respecting that you deserve a fair rate of pay for it. So when you get this right, you can put your prices up and people don't even flinch. They just are like, yeah, no, fair enough, that's completely understandable. I don't think I've had any customer who has sat with me and said, Mandy, I want to work with you and look at increasing our rates, but I'm really scared to do it because we've got such a loyal following customers. I'm really scared because it's such a competitive market. I'm really scared we're going to lose our customers. So then once you know you've got the right products, the right services, you're going to make a good level of profit, you're happy with how that looks, you've got a business model that is right for you as a company, then you work on creating the right message that shares with your customers and your potential customers and your past customers why leaving us will be the worst thing ever and you just love us, don't you? The fact is that good customers will stick around, won't they? Won't they? If you treat people right, if you treat people with respect, if you showcase why you constantly in the right ways, then people will stick around. People spend far more money than they need to on things because of the way it makes them feel. It's that need, that want in them that they need that product. I have to have that from you. And it's the way you make them feel. So if you've already got that loyalty base from those customers, I know that my perfect example, so hi Steph from Karma Beauty, when they moved into premises, from a small premises to a larger premises, I completely appreciated that their prices were going up. They were moving from premises, a garage basically, on her property, into a premises that was slap bang in the middle of the village, parking right outside the door, really cute premises, with a clothing line and jewellery and the staff. I could get booked in whenever I want. Now I'm paying for a better quality service. And there's a nice coffee machine and there's always a burner with a diffuser on the go and everything is perfect. Why would I not expect to pay more for that? I know I get a quality of service with Steph that I am very happy to pay for and I'm happy to be a loyal customer for. Now here's the thing, did Steph lose a few customers? I wouldn't mind betting she did. I wouldn't mind betting that many of my customers that have created a higher price point have lost a few customers, but they've lost the customers that are the ones that go, oh, can you just? And they're the ones you want to get rid of anyway. Any customers that are constantly, whatever the price is, whatever you give, however much of your heart, soul, blood, sweat and tears you give, they want a bit more. You don't want those customers anyway. You want the ones that pay on time, who respect you and who don't call you at 10 o'clock at night. If you've got customers like that, they're the ones you want to get rid of, aren't they? Aren't they? So, did Steph possibly lose a few customers? She may have. Is she now fully booked? Tick. Does she now have 2 members of staff in her larger premises? Tick, tick. So I would say, when you want to charge your worth, you firstly need to consider the points we've said about. Do you have a business model that is actually sustainable for a growing company? Many of us fall into owning a company, and what starts off as a perfectly great way to grow a business isn't sustainable in year 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. Revisit the numbers with that good old calculator. Secondly, consider what it is you want to earn and how you're going to do that. And you know, what do I want to be earning per hour, per day? How many hours a week do I work? What are the products and services? How do they look? Thirdly, remember what we've talked about, upsell, side sell, resell, and lowering costs. That's the third thing to think about. And then consider how you get that message across. So it could be that you showcase to your customers, we are increasing prices, but for our loyal customers, we have created this so that you get the best products and the best services and the best prices at all times. Maybe you create a price group, the best price group. There are ways around it so that your customers always feel like they are getting the very best personalised service that they can't access anywhere else. Unfortunately, there's probably about 10,000 of every single thing on the planet. There's 10,000 funeral directors, coaches, web designers, public speakers, authors, whatever. Okay? None of us is original in some respects. Oh, that'll lead us nicely onto you talking about our USPs, won't it? But the point is, there are ways to showcase your originality, okay? So I think it comes down to when you've created a price point that is new and is going to work for you, yes, you stand to lose some clients, but they'll be the deadwood. They'll be the ones that you don't want anyway. They're the can you trusters and the ones that sap the soul out of you. So then it comes on down to coming up with the right marketing messages, getting across the message about why you're different. We're going to look at in more detail in a moment, okay? But before we look at how to get across your unique selling point, again, this is where we go a bit girly, guys, but it's not a girly subject. One of the reasons we don't charge more is because we go into that internal thing. We go into that thing where we think it's personal. They won't like me. They won't come and buy from me anymore because they won't like me, and they'll go over there because it's £6.50 cheaper and they won't want me anymore. You have got to know, black and white, write it down, a long list of why people come to us. What is it about our company that people want and love, okay? That's the first thing. But internally, you have got to have that confidence that says, no, we are awesome. We are awesome. When Richard Branson set up an airline, he didn't walk around and go, no, well, I'm going to try and set an airline. It might be all right. It's probably not going to be as good as British Airways, but we'll give it a go. People don't set up businesses and go, oh, we'll give it a go. We'll see if we'll be all right at this. No! When people set up a business, they have an attitude that says, we are going to be the best at this. Now, they don't walk into the room and go, good morning, hello, and I'm going to be the very best at this, and I'm far better than you. We don't do that. There's no need to do that. But you do have to believe in here that I'm charging the right prices for me. There are coaches out there right now that charge as low as 25 quid. I know, 25 quid. I want to get hold of them and say, charge 100 at least right now. But if they're happy with that and it's a business model works for them and they enjoy it, then great. But then there's coaches out there that charge £2,000 and £3,000 an hour. Woohoo! Love it! Go for it! there are horses for courses. This is what we talk about all the time. Horses for courses, okay? So it's about where you're going to position yourself. You can position yourself anywhere, but you've got to believe here and in your heart that you deserve to be positioned there. You know, when you go on that stage and you decide you're going to belt out a song like Madonna, you don't get up there and sing like a 3-year-old and go, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. You get out there and you belt it out like you're the best voice on the planet. Does Madonna have the best voice on the planet? No, of course she doesn't. But she thinks she's the best on the planet. She gets out there, she gives it all, and she says, I'm the best on the planet. This is what you have to do in your head. When you change your prices, you will have someone turn around and you say, that's a lot of money. Why are you charging so much? I can go down the road and get that for £4.50. Yes, you probably can go down the road and get that for £4.50. Well done, off you go. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago we looked at turning no's into yeses? Now that's a really important tool to use when you come up with answering those no's, because there will be no's, and that's perfectly adequate for other people to go down the road and use someone else. They're not the right people for you, but you will find the right people for you. As I always use, the best example is this fabulous cake maker who makes cakes for some very exclusive companies around the world, international companies. Awesome lady, right? Now, when she bakes a cake here in little old Essex, does she charge the same? Hello, not sure who just gave me a thumbs up. Nice to see you here too. When you bake a cake in little old North Essex, are you going to charge the same as if you are baking a cake in Knightsbridge? No. For what reason? It's still made with eggs, milk and butter. It's not suddenly made with golden goose eggs. It's still got exactly the same ingredients. The only thing that changes is the person's mindset and the way they market that company. So if you want to market your company and charge more money, you have got to up here in your head say, my God, I'm worth this money. I can remember, I'll share with you a story here actually. When I put my rate up to £150 an hour, someone actually in front of a lot of people at a networking event turned around and said, £150 for an hour's work? That's a lot of money. And I went, well, I think if you've had a fear of public speaking your whole life, I wouldn't mind betting you wouldn't mind getting rid of that for 150 quid. Or if you are struggling to grow your business, hello Barrett, nice to see you, Mr. Gorgeous. How are you? Or if you've had a fear, or if you're rubbish at sales and you spent 2 hours with me and that's worth 300 quid and you make a sale worth £3,000, I wouldn't say spending a couple of hours with me is a lot of money really. And I didn't try and push it. I didn't fight it. The one thing you don't want to do is push against people. Anyone got teenagers? Oh, put your hand up. Come on. See, it's the one thing you can't do like you can in public speaking. You can get an audience to join in, but no one can join in on this. I'm just, Max, put your hand up. No, he's asleep. That's just not working for me. But when you try and fight with somebody, they will fight back. So it's a bit like teenagers. The more you say, let us stay in this bedroom, they will fight back. I ain't tidying up, you can't make me. Same with your husband. You know, when you say about, oh, I noticed that blank on the front of the bath's not been replaced yet. Well, I've been busy. No, that's fine. It's that blank. It was like 2 seconds to do. Could you just do it? Just do it. But the more you ask them, the more they won't do it. Completely forget about it. Don't mention it for 3 weeks. Suddenly it's done. So it's exactly the same when it comes to fighting with people. Do not fight with people that try and tell you your prices are too high. They are not the right people to be engaging with. That's the other thing to consider if you're going to change your pricing structure. Are you still networking and socialising and online in the right locations? You could find that you've reached a tipping point and you've got to move into new locations, which means again you've got to do that thing with that old comfort zone, and you've got to say to yourself, right, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here. I'm now going to be talking to people in an environment I'm not happy with. I'm a bit scared of this. I'm not used to being in such a corporate environment, maybe, or with people that are maybe the next level in this profession. I've never done that before. Still, that someone's got to be the expert. Why not you? Okay, so that kind of leads me on to, beautifully and as if it was pre-planned, which it clearly isn't, USP. So yesterday, Helen Wilson said, can you have a little look at USP? Not a problem. Obviously, I've had plenty of time to plan since you asked me at 8:30, and I've been out ever since. So no planning's gone into this whatsoever. It's all right. It comes up all the time, and it's really important for new businesses and growing businesses, because again, so many businesses kind of just end up delivering products and services, and the next thing you know, you've got a few customers around that, haven't you? And then you think, oh right, well we're kind of in this industry now as well, aren't we? Okay, well that's fine, that's good. Yep, let's go with it. And the next thing you know, you kind of talk about it a bit on social media, maybe write a few blogs, and you might end up with press about it. But that's about it. There's no pre-planning to it. So then something will happen. You'll think, right, okay. Well, actually, Maddie says we need to charge our worth, and we're actually going to sit down and think about our figures. So we really need to define our USP when it comes to this industry. Right, so our USP in this industry is, so you get a big piece of paper, and Mandy says we can write it all down on a piece of paper. Our USP. Okay, what do you reckon? What do you think? And what basically happens is you come up with this thing where you kind of look around and you realise that what you're actually doing is you're just basically comparing yourself to everybody else on the market. Yeah? Is that what you're doing? Instead of looking inwards here in yourself, you're looking out at the rest of the planet. You find yourself looking at everybody else's version of their company. Yeah, it's what most people do when it comes to unique selling point, if that's what you're wondering what the USP is. So your unique selling point. Why are you different? First of all, why should you bother working out what your unique selling point is? Well, by understanding your unique selling point, it can beautifully kind of flow through your marketing. So that, for instance, when someone says to you, why should I spend 150 quid? Why should I spend that on you? That seems like a lot of money. Right, when you get that, instead of going on the defensive, like, oh my God, I don't know what to say, you instantly know what your unique selling point is. You don't have an issue, and you can, it just flows. You know exactly what to say. So I'm going to help you look at the unique selling point. So the unique selling point, how do you define what your unique selling point is? One of the reasons many people struggle with their unique selling point is they look at what everyone else is doing with their industry. So we talked about cake bakers. So let's talk about cake bakers, because I'm not currently working with a cake baker, she says, thinking through all her clients. No, not working for a cake baker, so I'm not accidentally going to talk about someone I know. So say, for instance, I'm a cake baker, and there's billions of them. And now that you can set up your business at home, and more people are doing that because childcare doesn't fit and nothing fits into our lives, and we want to work a decent amount, and we don't want to traipse up and down the motorway. Hi, Dawn! How do I define my company different to everybody else? Well, I could start. The big mistake people say is, if I do this in a training session, people end up saying things to me like, well, my cakes are really nice. Big deal. So's the next person's. And then they feel like, oh, that wasn't very nice. Well, I'm trained to be the devil's advocate, or devil's avocado, as I like to say. Hi, Dawn. So then I say, okay, and, well, I make cakes because my friends say they're nice. So does everyone else say their friends' cakes are nice. My daughter's cakes are nice. She ain't set up a business. Should she set up a business because her cakes are nice? No. I make novelty cakes. They're nice for parties. Basically, I get the standard comment that I hear from everybody about cake baking. And I could do it for web design, or printers, or social media, or utility warehouses. These are the guys that I can see on the screen right now. Okay? The point is that we tend to instantly go into the mode of, Mandy's asked me to think about my industry and how I'm different from the rest of the industry. Stop doing that. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Sorry, being mean again. Actually, my client said this morning I was being kicked butt, and I was like, oh, sorry. Ah, no, never mind, carry on, let's carry on. So let's think about this. Instead of looking out there, let's look inward. What defines your company? Why is your company different? So, for instance, a lady I was working with recently was telling me all this standard stuff about, well, we do this and we do that and we do this and we do that. And I was like, oh, I heard it all before, blah, 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 blah. Same old, yeah, great service, oh yeah. Think about this. You're hardly likely to stand up and say, good morning, I'm from this company and we give you really crappy service and we don't give a crap whether you come back again. You're not going to say that. So why bother repeating that as your unique selling point? It's not unique. Every company on the planet wants to give exceptional service. They want their customers come back and they want to show you that you are the most important customer on the planet. So that ain't unique. Forget it. Chuck it out the window. That's nothing unique. But then this person starts to tell me how when they were at university, they won like these massive awards and they were incredibly shy and nobody would have thought that they could have done this, but they ended working for the top magazines in the city. And my jaw was going like lower and lower and lower like that. And she was like, what? I was like, top magazines in the city. Oh, yeah. And then I had to fly to this country and I was flying there and then we worked for this Oh, and this was the leading magazine in the world. And I said, and you now do this within this profession? Yeah, but I don't work for that company. No, but you're in this profession doing this. Yeah, that's your unique selling point. You have been at the top of your industry for this. Oh, yeah, I suppose I have. Yes, you have. So when you think about your unique selling point, instead of looking over there at everybody else and coming up with the obvious stuff that everyone else comes out with, think about what's completely unique to you. What's no one else done? The only you have done that is so unique. It might seem like unimportant. For instance, me and a team of 26 women created... Oh, now hang on. Barrett, shut your eyes. I'm going to show you some naked women. I said, shut your eyes, Barrett. Stop looking. Honestly, Neela. I hope Neela's not looking. So we created this calendar. I found this the other day. There you go, 2012. So within 3 weeks... Now, if I was looking to do more sales and marketing masterclasses and small group training with, say, 10 to 15 people, right? I know, shocking. Shall I find you people you know? I'll find people you know. Let's make this all the more embarrassing. Oh! It's all around the offices of Essex, so it's quite all right. I won't show you people you know. I'll show you me, because then I've only embarrassed myself, which I really don't care about, as you well know by now. There you go. There's me. Woo! That's before she got sick. So anyway, if I was looking to run, say, sales and media, sales and marketing, and PR training, or if I was looking to do a charity, how to run an effective charity event masterclass for 10 to 30 business owners, I would use this as my case study. So with 26 women, within 3 weeks from concept to completion and launch night was 3 weeks, and we raised £2,600, and within the few months that we did it, we raised £5,000. But we all had full-time jobs, and we got in local national press. We was on the radio. We got all the women in the newspapers. We helped them grow their businesses. So if I was looking to showcase that I can do this, and we didn't pay for anything, not one thing, nothing, not one thing, because everyone said that I'd have to pay for things. So I was like, what's the point of that? That makes no sense. We might as well just give the money that we could spend on stuff to the charity. No, I ain't spending money, and we got everything for free, and I could teach people how to do that if that's what I was looking to do to grow my business. That's unique. Not many people can get people to spend money on stuff, so I don't spend a penny on charity events, can they? So if that was something I was looking to do, I could use that as a unique selling point. That could be a fantastic case study on how to effectively make something happen very fast without spending a single penny. We spent nothing. In fact, we were given 50 quid to buy Farley's and we gave the 50 quid back to them. We didn't spend a single penny. What would be your uniqueness? That it doesn't have to be about your business now, but it showcases why you so original. So for instance, Helen, what have you done in the past in your professional career that showcases why you're doing what you're doing? Why do you bring something so unique to it that no one else can? I know that I'm exceptionally good under pressure because I can deal with 3 counties of police, Essex, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire Police, 22 recovery agencies, and that's RAC, Direct Line, Green Flag, Mondial, Europe Assist and all that kind of thing. I can deal with the road shut, flooding, car accidents. I can deal with 25 members of staff and all that going on while heavily pregnant. I'm pretty good in a crisis. So I know how to deal with, I can showcase, if I was looking to deal with companies that deal with crisis and things like that, that's one of the things I would talk about as my unique selling point. Your unique selling point can adjust according to who you're looking to talk to and what you're looking to talk to them about. Does that kind of give you a helping hint as to your unique selling point? One of the reasons people struggle with the unique selling point is they constantly look at everyone else. You do have to be aware of the competition. You do have to do your market research and understand who the competition are. What are they offering? What does it look like? How do they do this? But more importantly, you have to understand why you're different. One of the things that really, and it comes down to fear. It is very frightening to stand up and say, right, this is me and I'm different. I'm doing it different to everyone else and this is how I'm doing it. That is scary. But by doing that, being prepared to stand up and say, actually, now let's do the same thing but do it with a different attitude. Hey, this is me and I'm standing up and I'm doing it different to everyone else. It's the same thing but said in a different way with a different attitude. We are changing that. It makes it a powerful USP as opposed to I'm the same as everybody else and I'm just trying to make myself sound different. Okay? USP can be so powerful when you're prepared to go, oh, hello, up above the precipice here. Bit scary, but yep. I can do this. And the thing I find with the clients that I get to work with over 2 or 3 sessions is that quite often they will say to me, yeah, but you kind of have to have been in the press to do that kind of thing. And I say, no. Why can't you write for the press? Why can't you be their expert on interview techniques since Dawn's here? Why aren't you writing for the press? Dawn Moss, why aren't you writing for the Gazette about how to get your first job? So that's something I would do, Dawn, for the interview coach side of the business. I'd get in touch with the Gazette, I'd write them a short article, I'd get some facts on the statistics on the number of young people struggling to get their first jobs, and I would write a short article and say I'm happy to give a short article each week about this or once a month. Somebody has to be the expert and it's being prepared to go, hello, it's me. I'm sticking my head above the precipice here. I'm going to be your expert. And it is scary. The first time you do that and you say, I'm going to be the expert, really frightening. Don't get me wrong, it is scary. Yeah, don't know. Excellent. Dawn's got homework for next week. Put it there. Put it where, Dawn? I look forward to seeing that article. Woohoo! And why can't... So all of you guys, think about how, if you create your USP, how are you going to market? How is that going to become part of your marketing? Ellie, I want to know why you're not on every magazine cover on the planet. You look so damn fine, woman. You should be... I want to know why you haven't been sending your clothes to the top magazines. I want to know why I don't open my Red magazine and I don't see some superstar wearing one of your dresses at some award ceremony. I just don't understand why that's not happening. Why is that not happening? I don't know. You have to be, it is scary. It's putting your neck on the line and saying, hi, this is me and I'm really scared but I'm going to do this anyway. Yeah, we're all shy. We're all shy. But if you're shy, get over yourself and do it anyway. Yes, you are, this comes down to cold calling, charging your worth, USP. This does actually come down to fear, all right? And I know that because I get that same thing, that feeling inside. Yeah, it's that feeling that says, but what if they reject me? Big bloody deal. If they reject you, they're not the only person on the planet. Knock on the next door. If one person says no thank you, then they're the wrong person, aren't they? You know, is there one clothing store in your town, in your local town? No, there isn't. Why? Because we all have different tastes. So we have to accept that for every person that says no, there is going to be someone that will say yes. So why don't you actually do something about it, guys, this week and fight those fears? How do you fight fears? Fight fears with two things. It will always be with mindset and skill set. So mindset, hang on to Mandy Holgate, she'll be there, she'll support you. Get in touch and say, right, man, I'm phoning Red Magazine today and I'm offering one of my shirts. I want them to put it on the line because they've got so-and-so actress coming in and I want to see if they choose their outfit. Why not? How do you know? When I first set up the BWN, I had no idea if Five Lakes would accept us as a networking group. Back then, there wasn't 1,000,000,001 networking groups. So to turn around and say, hi, little me, not part of a big organisation, would you let us come and have a networking meeting here once a month? If you don't ask, you don't get. Fear will stop you in your tracks, but you are enabling it to do so. So you need to work out the ways to make you rise up and say, no, sod that for a lark. I am doing this. Yes. Right. So Dawn is doing an article. Helen, there's no reason why you can't write an article. Is there? Who are you going to write an article for? And Barrett, what homework have you got? And apart from looking at naked women in calendars, you wait till Neela finds out. Right, so Ellie, want to know what you set as your homework. So this kind of leads us on beautifully, as if this was pre-planned, and it's not. Into cold calling. So I got asked, I think it was you, Ellie, that asked me about cold calling. How do I do cold calling? Well, firstly, my views on cold calling. Why are you cold calling? Why are you cold calling? What's the reason for cold calling? When you say cold calling, what do you mean? You have to have a strategy for everything. So say, for instance, we took that you were going to phone a magazine. Yeah, well, so if you hate it, why are you doing it? I don't cold call anyone. So let's take an example. So the things we've talked about today aren't necessarily about making a sale. They're about making opportunities. So an opportunity to write for a magazine, an opportunity to get a item of clothing on a photo shoot. These are things that I have no idea how you do. Okay, I do the article, but I don't the photo shoot. But how would I handle this? Right, so what I would say is when it comes to writing an article, for instance, it's not about cold calling. I loathe cold calling, but yes, along the lines of journal stuff you've spoken about. Right, so when it comes to cold call, when it comes to writing articles, you don't call them. This is a journalist who has ridiculous deadlines. If it's a weekly newspaper, they're coming up every 4 minutes, and if it's a monthly publication, then they're working on a bigger story and they don't have the time either. Journalists, I mean, when I worked on that Daily Mail story a couple of weeks ago, I did a half-hour interview on the Friday night. I did a quick follow-up on Saturday morning, a quick follow-up Sunday afternoon, a little later, and it was all done and dusted within 24 hours. No meeting, couple of phone calls, couple of emails, jobs are good and done. So do they have time for long phone calls with people who want basically to showcase their company? Not in a million years. So if you're going to do it politely and respectfully in a win-win relationship way, as we talk about in these sessions, then you can imagine how many other people just get in touch with these really salesy articles that are no, go away, no, go away. So the best way to get in a newspaper publication is to ask, but in a respectful way. So with your local newspaper, it would be a case, in my experience, of writing something of good quality. So write something you'd want to read, okay? Sending it to the appropriate person, so you just Google that's easy enough to do, unless you've got good connections already, or unless you're a BWN coordinator, in which case you've got them via Room Media and Mandy Holgate, because we've already built up those good media relationships. And that's the thing, once you start to get good journalist relationships, if you respect them, they'll respect you, and it creates a really good connection for each other. You'll look after each other, and they'll know that they can trust you. You're not going to inundate them. You're not going to be phoning them every 2 minutes saying, oh, can you just mention this? Can you just talk about this? Can you just do this? You will only get in touch when you've got something genuine to talk about. So say, for instance, in the news they say that unemployment is up. You could say that, yes, I've been working with the Army, Dawn, and we have this programme that is working exceptionally well. It's a fantastic good news story. So being able to give a local piece that's a good news story, local businesswoman, good news story, Army, fabulous, brilliant. Will they post it, publish it? Is a good chance. If you produce a good quality piece, a PR piece, good chance they could publish it. Really strong headline, and if you don't know how to do that, there's a billion articles on power headlines, and a really good photo is a good idea as well. So that's how I would handle that. Wouldn't bring cold calling into that at all. So the first thing to do is find out with what you're looking to achieve. Is a phone call even the appropriate way to deal with it? Because it might be the worst thing you could do. It could be that some people just do not answer their phone. One of the companies I'm currently working with, they don't answer their phones between 10 and 12, and I think it's 1 and 3 at all. Everything's done via email. It's infuriating when I want a quick answer for something and it can finish the bit of work I'm on, but I know I cannot speak to them. End of story. That's their productive hours. Go away. But imagine if you're constantly sending messages, hello, I really want to talk to you about this, it'll be amazing. You're not going to get anywhere ever with them because you haven't respected their mode of work. So I would say do a little bit of research first of all. So if then it becomes something where it's getting your clothes onto a company, personally, I think I'd be tempted to start by investigating them on social media, seeing how they communicate with people. Do they talk to new designers? Are they involved with that kind of thing? Are they open to that kind of thing? That's the first thing I do. I do my research. If it's coming down to you want to make a sale and you want to cold call, I think the big mistake so many companies make, people make, is they think they're going to pick up the phone and make a sale. Really? Who here, listening to this now, is not busy? Who here would just love the phone to ring right now and for someone to try and sell something to them? I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you? Right now! Wouldn't you just love the phone to ring and someone to sell something to you? Now, there's things I want to buy right now, but do I want someone to phone me and try and sell me one right now? No, I'm busy. Go away. I'll talk to you when I'm ready. So what does that tell you? The first thing about cold calling is it doesn't work because, well, we're busy. So the first thing you do is you disable the conversation by asking, is now a good time to talk? But this is where people always make the mistake. They say, is now a good time to talk? By which time, what happens is the other person's going, yes. What you basically just said is, you gave the other person an out from the conversation. Woohoo! I'm out of here. No, this is not a good time. Thanks very much. Bye. Yes, got out of that. Back to work. You don't want to do that. What you want to say is now a good time to call, or shall I call you back at 2 o'clock or tomorrow morning? So you've given your intent. I intend to speak to you one way or the other. So is it now or is it tomorrow morning? Oh, bugger. I'm going to have to talk to this person one way or another. I need to make this as short as possible to get rid of this person because I'm far too busy. I'm not interested. You can have gold, right? You can have bars of gold for 2 pence. That person still isn't interested. You have not qualified this call. You have not justified your reason for being there. You are not worthy. You could have Ferraris. You could be given away Ferraris. You are still worthless. And all you're doing is annoying the hell out of that person. Can you get off my phone? Go away. Go away. I'm busy. right? This is what you're doing to that person on the phone. Go away. That's what that person's thinking. Oh yes, okay, this is great. And they're still thinking, go away. Still, don't try and sell at them. All you want to do is just find a way to connect with that person. This is why I'm really loath to talk about cold calling, because there are so many more effective ways of connecting with people. So before I'd even start looking at cold calling, I'd be looking at the customers that loved you. Dogs woke up. The customers that loved you, who could they connect you with? Instantly, that's not a cold call, that's a warm lead. Will they introduce you? Again, that's not a cold call, that's a warm lead. That's far more likely to succeed, because that person is going to go forward. Hello, gorgeous. They're going to go forward and they're going to say, oh, we've been working with so-and-so, loving the results. Yeah, we've saved a ton of money. Well, instantly, you have been pre-qualified. Someone else has said, it's worth talking to these people. They have saved us money. It is worth a 2-minute conversation. So then, it's not a cold call. It's an open start. It's a lead, a warm call. Even then, do you sell? No, you're still not selling. All you're looking to do is have a conversation. And that's not when you turn up with one of those massive flip charts and sit there and bore the what's names out of someone for half an hour. Still, are you suddenly less busy? No, of course you're not less busy. All you want to do is have a 5-10 minute chat with them. I promise you I won't hold you up more than those 5 minutes. I just want to have a quick chat. We did help your friend so-and-so at so-and-so. Yes, we had great results for them. Yeah, they're really happy. We're going to be working with them long term. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, do you know anyone else we can have a chat with? See, it's not a cold call, and already you're qualifying why you have a right to talk to them. Does that help? I'm loath to talk too much about cold calling, because there's so many other ways that you can start a conversation before you're cold calling. But remember, don't start by being disrespectful. And I know that someone out there is going to ask me about gatekeepers. I'm going for water. Wait a sec. That's the thing from running in the door and not having time to make a cup of tea or anything. Haven't even had lunch. Right, so the other thing people always say to me about is gatekeepers. I can never get past that gatekeeper. If I could just... Because people often say to me, I'm fine on a one-to-one basis. And this is the exact same for public speaking or picking up the phone. I'm fine on a one-to-one basis. If I can get to the right person, I can make that sale. Great, but you can't get past that person, so stop trying. One of the reasons that people don't make the sales is because you've got complete lack of respect from the actual person that you're engaging with. So I used to be one of those gatekeepers. It was my job. Very helpful, thanks. I don't want to do any cold calling. Was just curious about best way to expand awareness in the areas I'm not as known. Yeah, so I would. So yeah, cold calling. It just doesn't work. Whenever I get anyone who's cold calling at me, I'm instantly, my heckles go up. I'm busy. If I wanted, it's the equivalent. It's like Aldi. Okay, not the cars, the really good food that's really cheap and easy to get around the shop in 10 seconds, okay? It's a bit like that. It's the equivalent of going in there and going, right, yeah, I want some bread, I want some milk, yep, peppers, oh yes, and I want a leaf blower. No, I don't want a leaf blower. What do I want a bloody leaf blower? I wanted bread, milk and eggs. That's all I needed. What do I want a leaf blower for? Yes. Oh, we're going to bake a cake tonight, so I want some egg, butter, flour, yep, and a ski jacket. Oh, that is what cold calling is. It is out of the blue, somebody being lucky enough to actually get what I want. It is a bit like we talked about last week with email, being added to email lists, and how much joy and happiness that gives me when people add me to their email list, and how happy that makes me. You know that feeling when people have added you to their email list? They've met you once and they assume you need confidence building or public speaking skills, or they think I'm fat and I need to lose weight. Gee, guess how pleased I'm going to be to see you networking. That's what cold calling is like. Sorry, I just lost someone. I think it was the shouting and saying I was fat. But seriously, this is what it's like. It is lack of respect marketing. Powerful marketing is marketing that makes you feel like, I love you. You're like the best person ever on the planet. Yeah, you. No, not that one. No, not you. You. Yeah, you. You're the best person ever. I love you. And you know I'd do anything for you. That's how good marketing is. So why do we need cold calling? Cold calling, like, out the window. Every single person that cold calls my phone, I very politely say, thank you so much for calling, but could you please remove me from your mailing list? I do not give you permission to call me again. Because I'm busy! I'm running 2 businesses here! And if I'm not running businesses, I'm with my family. So do I want to take a call from you at 6 o'clock at night about wine or recycling or a new car? No! And the fact is, I want to buy a new car. But am I likely to buy a new car from that company now? No, because all I can think about when I think about a new car is this company that phones me on a Sunday afternoon. That's what cold calling does to us. That's what cold calling does to us. And it's a bit like those people that constantly add us to their email campaigns. It's not powerful. It just makes us feel a certain way. So the next time we see that person, you're thinking, great, you think I need to lose some weight. Thank you for assuming that I wasn't happy with the body I have. Thank you for assuming that I didn't like my public speaking skills. Thank you for assuming that I wasn't making enough money out of my public speaking. That's a great assumption you've made about me and my success. Wow, I really want to talk to you again. That's what it does. So I think there'll be far more powerful ways to grow. And so you're saying that I just want to do, so Ellie says, very helpful, thanks. I don't want to do any cold calling. Was just curious about best way to expand awareness in the areas I'm not as known. So then I would look at really nailing, where do I want to be known? How do I want to be known? You know, I said about coming above that precipice, yeah? So what are you coming above that precipice for? Are you going to be the, gorgeous lady on the red carpet that everyone's coming up and going, oh my God, you look amazing. Who are you wearing? Oh, darling, you couldn't afford this. This is one of my own. Really? Where can we buy this? Oh no, it's rather exclusive. We only sell to certain boutiques in the UK. We're quite selective. Yeah, we actually, in fact, my watch is a bearing. And one of the things I liked about buying this bearing watch is that, they had massive growth in 2015. Now, how did they have massive growth? Their USP was that they were determined not to be in every jeweller's, and they were determined that in 2015 they would only be in independents, which I really like. I really like shopping from independent stores and supporting local, so that ticks my box. I love the fact that anything goes wrong for the first 5 years, I just phone up the local jewellers and they take it back and it gets shipped back to the company and they fix it. It's nobody questions it, it's fixed. End of story. So maybe you really think about your company and how your USP looks. So are your products that exclusive that you say, actually, do you know what? There's only 3 boutiques in Essex where you can buy these products. So people ship around the country they shop around the country to just get hold of one of your products. That's what you've got to think. So the coach that only charges £25 might be selling online to millions of people. The coach that's selling at £2,000 a time might only be coaching once a week. It's about how you fit that into you. So you're charging your worth fits in nicely to your USB, and still it wasn't pre-planned, and still it fitted beautifully together. It's like a plan comes together. It's like the A-Team. Da, 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 da. I love it when a plan comes together. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's enough singing. Sorry about that. My daughter sings on her YouTube channel. I'm turning into Sophie. Right, so I hope that's helped you with picking up the phone. The point is, I don't want it to stop you from picking up the phone, but you do need to have a clear reason to why. If you're picking up the phone to go, hello, my products are wonderful, would you buy them? Stop it, go away, stop it, just rethink. On the other hand, if you want to have a conversation with people, they're going to have a supplier, all right? Either A, they're going to have a supplier and you're trying to encourage them to investigate you guys. You're going to have to have a really good reason as to why, and you're going to have to pre-qualify yourself for that. You're going to have to, if you're not pre-qualifying yourself for that, you're going to have your way in. We talked about that warm lead. So find out who those warm leads are and who they could be. If not, sad fact is, folks, they've managed to get to this stage of their life without needing you. Millions and millions, actually it's billions. It's even sadder than that. Billions and billions of people in this world have managed to get to this stage of their lives without needing your products and services. Depressing. Good news is, you can change that with your USP. Haha. So what you need to consider is if you're picking up the phone, that person has managed to successfully get to this stage of their life without needing your products and services. Your job is not to convince them as to reason why. Your job is to just have a conversation with them. You just want to start the conversation. You guys listen in for a whole hour of your lives you just gave to me, and I'm so grateful for that. You did that for a reason, but I had to be pre-qualified. I had to prove myself, my worth. Why would you do that? You've got to do the same when you pick up that phone. This is a stranger. You want to stop them from becoming a stranger. Remember stranger danger as a kid? Don't talk to strangers! Don't talk to strangers! That's what you're doing. You're asking someone to trust a complete stranger. And they're not going to do that just because you picked up the phone and went, hello, I need to buy my products. It's not going to work like that. So, I've set some homework. I've been a big fat meanie. I've sung the A-Team tune. I'm not going to sing that again. I might do. Okay, I'll stop that now. Right, so that's enough from me. I've got coaching reports to write. What are you going to do? It's over to you. This time next week, you're going to sit here and what are you going to say action you have taken? We have looked at charging your worth, cold calling and USP. So this time next week, are you going to say, man, my head's come above that precipice and I felt that fear. I felt that fear and oh my God, I was scared. But I've done it and I'm trialing new things. Are you going to post here homework? What are you going to take action on? And do let me know how you get on. And I will see you next week. And Barrett, just don't tell Neela what we did, which has been very naughty. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Whatever you get up to, I look forward to seeing you at the BWN either tomorrow in Howstead or in Hertfordshire on Friday when we launch on Friday, or next... oh gosh, so many. Next Wednesday in North London or in Colchester on Thursday. Thanks, Mandy. So glad I managed to catch this week. Great advice. We'll make sure I take some action. Brilliant. Because Jane, you are a fantastic photographer, and by showcasing how awesome you are, your USP really does shine through and people really do buy into that. And I think all of you have got such awesome companies, so it's a real pleasure to spend an hour with you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great week and I'll see you at an event soon. Bye bye.